Welcome to another installment of The Lust Grid, an original series created by
Oh, hell no, man. What the?
curated. Ain't no cremation, ain't nothing being creamed over here. It's The Lust Grid. Hey man, welcome. I have a powerful transmission from your boy SZMOVY, UI SZMOVY. It feels amazing to be back, and it feels ecstatic to be in front of all of the divine beings, as you are a divine being, as you are one who returned. You were not born, you returned. So, as I like to say, as always, here are the notes. If you want access to these notes, feel free to email me. But our Pateron should be launching here soon, where we're going to have exclusive breakdowns and exclusive protocols to really tap deeper into you accessing and dissecting and freeing yourself from this lust grid and truly being your divine self. Because what I like to encourage is that us as individuals be mirrors, but as we become mirrors, to be more responsible and to just recognize and realize like we have the capability to reverse these afflictions that have been subjugated on us. So feel free to tap in. You can email me, and the purpose of these notes are just to give you guys the highest quality and the best version of myself and to stay on point. So let's go on ahead and get into it, man. I'm super excited. I'm really loving this lust grid, and just this content is just something that is needed and something that is a need. So let's go ahead and get into it. So today's episode is the lust grid, the anatomy, the lust grid, the anatomy of parasitical programming. Hey, even I make typos, man. A UI SZMOVY original transmission. So what is the lust grid? The lust grid is not sex. It is a synthetic and parasitical programming. It is a parasitic programmed sexuality designed to dislocate your sacral center from your higher self, turn your orgasm into a harvest point, collapse your divine timeline through repeated climax-based contracts. Just that alone is just putrid. Feed astral parasites, synthetic deities, and digital watchers. Replace sacred intimacy with auto-looped release and dependency. It is a fully operational parasitic grid, layered into society, tech, culture, and even your childhood conditioning. I've said it in other vids, and I'm saying it once again. You were not born to be extracted throughout your entire life cycle. You returned into this realm to break free from it and elevate back to your divinity. However, these things are here. Now that you see it and now that you know, you have to make that conscious decision to break free from it. I'm not saying you have to suppress yourself and you have to be a robot, but have that conscious choice and that conscious decision to, be like, I don't want to tap into this. And when I mentioned collapse your divine timeline through repeated climax-based contracts, what is happening when you climax, especially with a lust-based frequency? You're dislocating your timeline, and now your timeline is everywhere, and you're spreading yourself thin across all timelines. So let's go on ahead and get to how the grid hooks you. I know y'all gonna laugh. It's all good. So hook mechanism, porn exposure. Early simulation to artificial sex codes. The result equals addiction, imprinting, spiritual tethering. Now, hook mechanism, synthetic cannabis. Opens your field, softens defenses, fantasy leakage, and sacral disconnection is the result. Masturbation rituals. The description is habitual climax to memory or screen. Memory as in like you're envisioning something and you're climaxing to it if you're not familiar. And then screen, we all know what that means, the digital cheeks. Timeline bleeding and emotional fragmentation. Like I said, that soul splinter effect. Fetish normalization. Training you to eroticize trauma, powerlessness, or taboo. Internal split and soul confusion. Lust-linked tech. Loops via TikTok, lust-based AI usage, filters, erotica, memes. Now that lust-based AI usage, it's basically our generation's next level of like the porn industry, like what's happening right now, and it's very sickening. And it's been happening, you know. How they're making these computer AI, you know, OF girls, OF guys, to where now they don't even have to make official, you know, porn. They're just gonna artificially inseminate it, and now it's even a deeper encryption on your brain. The result is a trance state, lowered discernment. Fantasized climax, orgasm powered by imagination instead of embodiment, astral offering, and entity feeding. You gotta ultimately know and realize that we are constantly under attack, and these entities want to feed off of you because they know we are pure light force. You are light force, and your sacral centers help harbor that energy, and when it's just released, that's pure energy. So the levels of the lush realm programming, this is how the mechanics work. This is the anatomy, like I mentioned. Visual. Triggers via eyes. Remember, your eyes are gateways. Whatever you look at, whatever you focus at, whatever you tap into is a gateway in which all things have the potential to influence you. So, you know, porn, social media, thick content, ASMR, and TikTok loops. Okay. Emotional. Craving attachment through lust. If you have, oh yeah. So this is a huge one. And this is one that's got a lot of people into trauma bonding. So basically they just get with somebody just for the sake of this. So emotional. Craving attachment through lust. Example, if I can't have sex, I'm not wanted. Trauma bonding through intimacy. This is dangerous. Synthetic craving resulting in sleeping with anybody. Hookup culture. People meaninglessly just getting with somebody for the sake of feeling as if though they're not worthy. And it's a synthetic intimacy loop to where if they're getting that sex, they feel like they're loved, but then deep down inside they're empty. And you'll see this in 100% of the trauma bonds. It's the whole relationship is in shambles, but the sex brings them together. But then their life just continues to be in shambles. So that is a clear-cut sign. And I would say 90%, I'll give you some grace. I say 85% of relationships are trauma bonded based. And it's dangerous because this results in people who are fine within themselves, but because they've been tricked by the media and they've been tricked by the world, they're thinking that if they're not getting something's wrong. So the second some pops up, they just jump on it. Do not want to do that. Because now you're aligning yourself with that person's timeline, and all the individuals that they slept with, you're collecting all those timelines and you're linking it in, you're locking it in. That's why a lot of times your manifestations are diluted. Your mind is diluted and you're scatterbrained, you're all over the place. And the only time you come together is through that meaningless trauma-based sex. Energetic sacral leakage and third eye fog. Okay? Sacral chakra unsealed. Third eye shut. Root overloaded. So I don't even know what more to say. You know, these things are true. That's why There's nothing wrong with intimacy. There's nothing wrong with intercourse. But when it's weaponized, you realize it's shutting down a lot of your vital chakras. It's shutting down your first eye, your third eye. It's shutting down everything that you need in order to truly be the alchemist, to truly be the divine one. You're basically just locking yourself up. Spiritual. Your soul is in debt to unclean timelines, unchosen timelines, unsealed sex, unclean climax, replaying past lovers, and dream grape. What is dream grape? When an incubi or succubi spirit forces sex without consent. This is critical because a lot of people think like, oh man, I had the craziest dream last night, like I was getting some. That's what you thought. That's what you thought. But a lot of times, these are parasitical entities who you invited in, and most likely it was unconscious, and they're looking to feed because energetically and mentally you're allowing yourself to have access to them. But a lot of times it is by force and it's not wanted. So these things are extremely real and it's not fake. You ever just woke up in the middle of a dream and you're just getting something like, well, what the heck? But since you feel it and it's there, you engage. That stuff is real. And when your mind is not in alignment, and when you haven't truly rewired your subconscious and cleared out those triggers and cleared out those loops, that incubi and that succubi is going to come visit you because you're energetically signaling through the ejaculation, through the orgasm, oh, okay, he or she is wide open. I want to get some too. Signs you're under a lush realm influence. Number 1, sexual thoughts interrupting sacred moments. You ever try to meditate and all of a sudden you think about that ex? All of a sudden you think about that girl you saw at the gym? All of a sudden you think about that guy you're talking to in 5th period? Think about that. You almost get things done, but collapse afterwards. Okay. Constant inner negotiation. I'll quit porn after one more time. This is very dangerous. And this is why I tell every single person, your subconscious mind, the quantum realm, and the Akashic realm are all happening simultaneously right now. It does not know and cannot articulate whether you are thinking about tomorrow or yesterday. It takes you at where you are in this current moment. Life are just moments and echoes. So when you tell yourself one more time, tomorrow, next week, next year, you're automatically delaying and collapsing the timeline of you being free from it to a future timeline or something that might happen, but it's not current. It's better you say, I'm quitting now, you put it away, you're done with it, and you amplify that feeling state. But it's dangerous when you say, one more time. So subconscious, oh, one more time? It's not right now. Okay, one more time. Masturbating to memories instead of creating new experiences. A lot of you are infatuated, and it's not your fault. It's not your fault. The media played a big role. But this is also dangerous. When you are masturbating to memories instead of creating new experiences, you are literally cutting yourself off from your creative force, from your life force energy that is every day when you wake up, you're given a fresh reservoir of sacral energy. And that sacral energy is in you to create new experiences. But when it is diluted through masturbation, when it is diluted through meaningless sex, when it is diluted through leaking mindsets and mind states of you fantasizing about how it was, even without busting down, you are cutting yourself off from those experiences, okay? Feeling drained, foggy, irritable, or disconnected after release. Tell me I'm lying. That's why I say, and me personally, I don't debate anybody. I'm not here to prove anything. I'm here to pass these messages that I receive telepathically in dream states, in meditation states. I always tell you, if this stuff was, because I know folks are going to argue, oh, so what are you trying to say? All I'm trying to say is you should not feel foggy. You should not feel drained. You should not feel irritable or disconnected after a climax. That is a clear sign that you are being fed upon. Point blank. What more do I got to tell you? And how do you feel as you got to argue with this? You feel me? Okay. Unexplainable spiritual heaviness or strange erotic dreams. Like I said, you can give consent when you ejaculate. Women, when you bust, when you that is a contractual agreement. You are signing a spiritual contract in the astral realm to entities, and there you've invited us. Thank you. Okay, you are someone we can, feed upon. Until you make a declaration to decline that, or you call back that energy and you refused it and rebuke that contract by what? Stop doing that stuff? By making a conscious decision? They're going to keep coming back. On a basic level, incubi, succubi, parasitical entities, astral entities, thought forms, they're looking for energy. You are energy. In their minds, you are food. Not on a biological level, but on an essence level. Your essence is food to them. So on a biological and basic level, it's as simple as that. Once you can articulate and realize it, you're going to tell yourself, okay, hold on. I don't want to be anybody's food source on an essence and life force level. It's that simple. Oh, this. Take it on a basic level. You made an unconscious decision when you were a teenager. You got into it. You didn't know what was going on. Now that you're awakened, now that you're aware, now that you know, okay, make that conscious decision and decline it. And like I said on my Patreon, I'm going to have really good protocols, really good declarations to help you break free from this, because I know what you're going through. It's not good. You don't want to stay there. The parasite feeds on your seed, then on your will. All it needs is the first seed. The first time you ever let it loose, that was your agreement. That's when it said, we done locked in now, boy. I'm serious. I mean, it's as simple as that. But they're not going to teach you this in conventional school, in conventional things, because it is a business. Okay? The true cost of lust grid programming. Okay, the aspect, what you think you're getting, what you're really losing when you release and or ejaculate. Pleasure or relaxation. Timeline. What you're losing is timeline energy. That's why they say for a lot of men and or women, if you want to reach the pinnacle, if you want to create, and if you want to tap in to the higher states of what you would like to bring into this reality, it's very beneficial. And to my artists out there, it's very beneficial that you are consciously celibate and consciously practicing semen retention. That will allow you to supercharge every thought, every emotion, and every action to anchor it into your timeline. When you do not do that, and when you're passively retaining or passively practicing celibacy. What do you mean by passively? Still fantasizing about these females, still fantasizing about these men, still hitting up your old exes or new people that you think have your best or good intentions. Release. So what you thus seek, or what you get, or what you want, and if you do get it, it's diluted. It's not anchored in truth, and it's just gonna go away because your intention, your heart weren't there. Okay? Visual stimulation, entertainment, the screen cheeks, the screen. But what you're losing is third eye clarity. A lot of people's third eye is shut down because they're enslaved to these screens, they're enslaved to these devices. I say guys all the time. I'm going on almost 8 years now. Practice sun gazing. Start working with the sun. I'm telling you, it's beneficial. Oh, it's beneficial. Okay? Bonding. Okay? Closeness or chemistry. Soul contract entrapment. Now, what I mean by bonding? I mean by bonding with someone who is not your divine counterpart. As simple as that. And I got a download the other week. When you are in a relationship with somebody who is destructive to your timeline, that is what I call timeline erasure. You made a conscious decision. I'm not here to make you believe. I'm not here to force anything. These are things I know. When you get with somebody who is not your divine counterpart, I consider it, and I'm going to make a whole episode, timeline erasure. They pull you away from your true divine calling, your true divine mission, what you're really here to do. And what did it get you with? The sex, the pleasure. It felt good. It felt good. Solo freedom. Now this is, independence. I get to choose whenever I can, please myself and do this and do that. And, I have control. You think? Divine masculine projection power. So basically, you lose all your resources because you're convincing yourself, okay, I get to control when I bust down on these screens and watch this digital cheeks. But you're really losing that true projection. And divine masculine, women, if you're a woman, the left side of the brain, the right side of the brain. Divine masculine, divine feminine. The divine feminine is the subconscious. And then the divine masculine is the left side, but that's the projection. That's what's going to direct. That's when the logical mind and the subconscious mind, that's when the conscious mind and the subconscious mind come together. So when you feel like, oh yeah, I have that, independence, I could do this, I could do that, but you're on the websites, you lose that divine masculine projection power. And men, like I said, you lose that divine projection power. So I hope that didn't confuse anybody who, or if you're a female and you're watching this, divine masculine projection, yes, that is the right hemisphere. No, that is the left hemisphere of your brain. Fantasy control. Self-created satisfaction is what you think you're getting, but external entity controls your field. Once again, when you unconsciously release and you're doing it from a place in which it is lust-based and you're not truly present in the moment and you're not directing it, there is an entity, incubi, succubi, parasitical life form, astral entity, vampiric entity, thought forms who are there. We got some good. It's that simple. That's it. Ain't nothing more to it. Exit the lust grid. Codex ritual sequence. And if you want to, like I said, you can screenshot that if you need it. But you can also email me. You can screenshot that if you need it. But like I said, you can email me. I'll send. I'm very transparent. I send on my notes. But here's the good stuff. Exit the lust grid. Codex ritual sequence number 1. Okay? Take this very seriously. Sacral sealing declaration. I want you to write this down on a piece of paper. And if you can, write it with red ink. Why red ink? You're going to learn on this platform. But if it's black, it's fine. I revoke all climax contracts made under fantasy. I call back every seed. If you're a woman, every womb. My womb. I call back my womb. You can write womb for my women who are watching this. But I call back every seed, image, and sound I've given to the grid. My sacral is sovereign. No watcher may enter without command. I am sealed, sourced, and undivided. Write that down on a piece of paper and invoke this. Read this before you lie down and right when you wake up, especially if you're dealing with, if you're having just a hard time with this. But I'm telling you, when you invoke and when you write and when you script, you are putting in a command into your game. I consider it source code. Oh, it's a cheat. People say there's cheat codes in this life. I consider it a source code. You're inserting a source code into your field because your field, your grid was diluted this entire time and you're feeding the lust grid. Number 2, energetic body purge, daily practice. Breathe into your navel. Visualize red goldish flame spiraling through your sacral and root chakra. Imagine old cords disintegrating. Say it with force. No one eats from my essence but the divine in me. No one eats from my essence but the divine in me. No one eats my essence but the divine in me. Now I know what you're asking. How is this going to work? Because everything operates from your imagination. Your imagination is the key. You're now tapping into your body, voice, visualization, and imagination to rewrite and rebuke what was casted onto you unconsciously. Number 3, trigger map audit. This is optional, but I highly recommend it. And like I said, be honest. Be very, very honest with this. Don't play yourself with this, because this is these are one of those steps where if you skip it, you can do 1 and 2, but if you're not auditing this, you're gonna fall back into the same loops because everything is loopable. Your top 3 triggers. What type of content are you engaging in that causes a lust trigger? What type of thoughts are you engaging in that triggers a lust trigger? What types of faces? Is it an old ex? Is it celebrities you see on TV? It don't gotta be a celebrity. Maybe like some film, some video. What is it? Apps? Are certain apps that you're watching, are on triggering you to go hit up an old ex, to go sleep around, to go watch pornographic content? Be honest. If you're not honest, you're not going to break free from this. That's what I'm saying. You can lie to me. You can lie to your dad, you can lie to your mom, you can lie to your spouse, you can lie to your friend, you can lie to your teacher, but you can never lie to yourself. And as long as you lie and run from yourself, you're going to be stuck in anything and everything that's besieging and consuming your body. Now, once you've identified these triggers, you need to delete, detox, and rewrite their energetic role in your life. This is how you override the program by consciously rejecting the algorithm. This is how you override the program by consciously rejecting the algorithm. Remember, the power of repetition. Do not lose hope. The more you apply these tactics, the weaker the hold is. The weaker the hold it has on you. Like I said, it's not going to be, tomorrow you wake up and you're free from it. The more you tap into this, the more conscious of where you are, the more you take the time to reflect, to be in solitude, to be on monk mode, Buddha mode, whatever you like to call it, the more you weaken the grid. And like I said, there's no such thing as coincidence. You're here for a reason, because a piece of your soul wants you to tap into this, because it knows once you can break free from that lust grid, you're going to truly tap into your true divine self. Oh wow, my right ear is buzzing. That means something. So, closing insight. Lust grid programming isn't about desire. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with desiring and wanting somebody, but there's a difference between being with your divine counterpart and being in a trauma bond. There's a difference between saving your sexual energy to manifest life than ejaculating and watching pornographic content. It's about controlling your creative engine before it's about controlling your creative engine before it ever builds your kingdom. You were never just horny. You were spiritually under siege, but now you remember. Your seed is your scroll. Your climax is a contract. Your sacral is a throne, not a drain. I'd like to thank you for joining me on another exclusive and powerful Lust Grid breakdown. Like I said, if you speak Mandarin and or España, email me. UI SZMOVY is turning into a multilinguistic platform. These messages must be put out in the other major languages. And if you are someone who speaks Mandarin, Chinese, and or Spain, Spanish, reach out to me and we're going to get something cooking up. And if you're serious and you feel called and you know this is something you would like to do, you will be compensated. So I'd like to thank everybody who joined in. Like I said, this series is something very true to me and true to my heart, because I know, not I think, but I know a part of my mission returning into this realm is to dissect this, because a lot of people are lost, but they don't really understand. So, like I said, thank you guys once again. It's always amazing. It's always great to this brings me fulfillment, man. This truly brings me fulfillment. So, without further ado, I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. We out, yeah.